super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
I love that you love them. I think it's awesome that you wear them all the time. It cracks me up to no end.
Yeah. Good
Howdy,
evening,
folks.
Welcome to About Face Radio and the From the Ashes Show. I am your co-host, One Shot Seth, with our host, Robert Shenanigans Williams. Sir, how was your weekend?
Wouldn't you be the host? I'm the co-host. I don't know how that works.
I wanted to pass off responsibility. I'm in this like buck passing.
I feel like I'm like
mode.
chief email sender, and that's about where it stops. But yeah, my weekend. How was my weekend? It wasn't terrible. Got to meet the new chief of security.
Yes.
Come out here and move some rocks around, help build a wall. Other than that, nothing overly exciting. Yours?
Move some rocks around.
To build a wall.
It has been. I mean, you've seen it, but folks. We have beachfront property at the super secret location.
In the middle of Colorado. Literally the only beachfront property.
And not
in the middle of Colorado.
Not a small beach.
Not a little beach either.
Acres that are
3 feet deep.
3 feet deep in sand that was washed in and did not leave. Like it washed it. The location to the north and to the south where it went through. They don't have any sand. It went right to the super secret location and stopped. But did you know I play sand volleyball? I keep joking about the volleyball court.
I assumed you were serious.
Oh, I'm dead serious. I love playing fucking volleyball, bro.
I was absolutely assumed you were serious.
There's nothing better than diving for balls.
So you had to do it, didn't you? I can't play volleyball without wearing a set of dog tags on backwards. It's just a rule. I think it has to be followed. Do you like that movie?
Of course.
Top Gun, do you?
I like all of them.
So I don't.
Okay, can you name? Okay, wait. You're gonna say you don't like Top Gun?
I don't.
We were to stop before we get any further in this conversation.
I don't. Well, especially the new one. The new one I really dislike because all they did was make Star Wars again, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, Star Wars sucks.
Wow. Wow. So we're starting like that tonight, are we? It started with
Star Wars sucks.
It started with
best band in the world.
A motorcycle group that we love and adore is having, what is it called? Bash a Bike?
Bash a Bike.
And it's a Honda, isn't it?
It
is, isn't it? You can say it.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. The picture, I can tell from the picture what the carcass laying on the ground is.
It says a lot when I say I cannot tell the same joke I told earlier today on this show. That's how bad it is. I had a good joke, but it wasn't talking smack about Hondas. But it damn sure ain't a Harley. I'm sure.
No, I'm sure that it's not. So yeah, we start the day there, and from there we start the show with Star Wars sucks. Wow, dude. Really, this guy just passed up completely unconscious. Hey, folks. First of all, happy Independence Day. Crack your knuckles. This could be the last chance you get to do that before tomorrow. Keep all 10 fingers and toes. Should be a good safety brief this week. And we would like to hear your suggestions for safety briefs for the end of the show. One of our very good friends, Rob Lilly, is listening in right now. Rob Lilly drives the car for Vet Fest in Castle Rock. Next Saturday, if you are even remotely, if you're flying over Colorado, you need to get to Castle Rock, Colorado, and you need to attend Vet Fest. It is all kinds of veteran resources and fun and stuff and food and excellent music, and it's just veterans everywhere. It's super cool. Grab your favorite pair of thigh huggers. If you don't have some yet,
this is what they look like. Oh wait, I should fix that. This is what they look like.
If you don't have a pair yet, you can go to Thigh Huggers and enter the code ONESHOT, one big word, all caps, and you can get yourself a pair before Vet Fest on this coming Saturday. Oh, my homeboy Adis is watching. Works on Honda motorcycles. Runs Colorado Moto Service. Love that guy. Honda hater.
I don't hate Honda.
Best bike on the planet.
They had knobbies and not like yours. Like
I have knobbies.
Kinda.
They are kind of knobbies.
Right.
I need to be able to drive the thing on the road.
I like the Hondas that don't go off the road, or I mean on the road. Like the
Yeah,
road.
no, I understand that.
Yeah.
The dirt bikes, they do make best dirt bikes.
Harley does not make good motocross bikes.
Dude, I have owned a Harley now for 2 weeks, and all I have done is spend money. Oh, it needs a new gauge cluster. Oh, it needs this. Oh, we're getting it detailed so it's ready for renting and blah 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 blah. I've just keep dumping money into the damn thing,
I haven't
even ridden it.
I've had my Harley since I bought it brand new in 2008, and I have never once, besides a battery or a tire, fixed something on it. Besides things I like, obviously I don't have stock bars on it, so yes, I put new cables and wiring and bars, and I think I did the brakes once, twice, 3 times, a few times.
Yeah,
Like you know, maintenance. It's never left me anywhere.
You haven't thrown a leg over that thing in a while, huh?
No. I rode the Bagger since I've been out here, and then I got rid of it. But now I'm scared right now with the leg to throw a leg over.
That's
it
going to be my
because
question.
there's this stop sign on a hill with a curve.
Yeah,
and you're never really stable, and I'm not stable on my leg.
I can get a little bit of hang time right there. If I look both ways, I'm petrified that a car is going to I assume that I'm going to have death by Honda Civic. And so I assume that a Honda Civic is going to be coming from the right when I hit that spot.
We don't have those out here. We have Mack trucks.
But I launch that spot right there. It is super
heavy
fun.
equipment.
So
Yeah.
let's fix all and ride. I agree completely, Adis. I believe. God, I love that guy. I agree completely. Do you have your story for Private Carl?
Private Carl. I do have Private Carl. Wait, I don't know if I have it pulled up.
This is the best story. I can pull it up. It's in our text messages real quick.
That's what I was going to.
This is my favorite thing. This is how we spend our day.
No,
he and I
it's not
spend.
our text. It's in.
Was it Messenger? It wasn't
Yeah.
the talk of ticks, was it? I love the picture. It's even better. Gail Davis is watching.
That is my mom.
Joe Allen. Hello, One Shots mom. How are you? Thanks for being a part of the show. So I'm a part of a whole bunch of little different podcasting and radio
Yes.
Groups and forums and stuff like that. Somebody posted something there like, "Oh, what's one thing that'll immediately make you turn off a radio show or podcast?" And one dude's like laughing. I'm like, "Wait, you shut off a radio show or a podcast if the people talking are laughing?"
I'm lost.
I'm like, why would you do that? I mean, and I came up with all things like shitty sound quality, and
Yeah.
people had all kinds of different answers. But one dude's like, "Oh, if the host won't stop laughing," and I'm like, "Dude, never listen to my show. We laughed through the whole damn thing."
If I didn't think something was funny, I wouldn't say it. I don't make funnies for other people to laugh. I make it for me to laugh.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy the same humor, then rock on.
I was amazed.
I mean, this Private Carl section is awesome, and it has definitely grown into a much more diverse than a stupid private doing something. But
because the whole world does stupid things, not
the
just
whole
privates.
world, and we are prejudiced against making fun of nobody in particular. Anyway, we're not prejudiced about making fun of all people. So here's the headline: Can you believe someone let this reptile loose in Sloan's Lake? Okay, so where's the date, real quick? This just happened.
Yeah, like today. I thought it was today or this weekend or something like that. It was like Saturday.
It was June 20th. Sorry, June 20th. They found a gator at Sloan's Lake. For those of you who are not familiar with Sloan's Lake is in northern Denver. Okay, inside the city, not out. It's
in the city,
right? And a caiman walked up, or they found it swimming. Where to go? Here. People fishing and participating in outdoor activities at Sloan's Lake are used to coming across the typical species of wildlife that live in and around the water: trout, bluegill, catfish, etc., birds. On the morning of June 16th, Colorado Fish and Game Department located a female caiman swimming freely in the lake. Okay, so I do know a little bit about these.
Sloan's Lake or Caymans?
Caimans.
Or Denver?
All of them. But I also, I'm a dad, I know a little bit about everything.
Yeah, right.
Caimans are the alligator crocodile species that you can own as a pet.
So now, do they think this one escaped, or someone set it free?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Look, they're not like 12 footers.
No, I saw the pictures.
But he's still he didn't escape. Okay. If that happens, like you're supposed to report it. Like there's some things to do, right?
Yeah.
You know, somebody got tired of dealing with their caiman because they thought it was a really cool pet. And then we're like, no, let's just put it in Sloan's. You know that's what happened.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear you say it, but yes, keep talking.
And so what I thought of, besides the humor, there's a damn caiman swimming around Sloan's, which could catastrophically tear somebody up. I mean, bad. They're not nice.
Well, like the conversation you and I had, like I do yoga there sometimes on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
So like imagine a bunch of hippies on the grass doing yoga, and all of a sudden this thing just comes plodding out of the water, and like, oh look, fresh hippie meat. You know,
sitting by the water with your toddler and your kid.
Yeah.
And
an alligator is the last thing you're expecting to come out of the water.
I'm fighting that caiman off all day long, but a toddler is not. I mean,
yeah. No, and neither is like the chihuahuas that you see walking around the sidewalk and shit there.
So irresponsibility of people that get these.
But there are a lot of fish in Sloan's Lake, so I bet the thing was well fed.
Oh, I'm sure it's well fed. The irresponsibility of people that get these exotic pets, whatever it might be. You know, if they get this silver arowana that gets 3 feet long, all of a sudden they don't know what to do with it. They go throw it in, their local pond or whatever. You know what that does to that environment?
Yeah. Isn't that why doesn't Florida have like a huge infestation right now because of something like that?
I'm sure it's
like
all over.
Snakes everywhere in Florida because of it. Like people let their is it pythons? Let their pythons go, and like the thing just goes bananas.
Yeah. So I don't know. People need to quit being so damn stupid and irresponsible, because I'm not that 1 in a million chance. Okay, it got out, but that's not what happened.
See, we have a different attitude here, because I would take the opposite approach. I would find a tripod for my iPhone 13 Pro Max here.
Yes.
I would set that up. I would let said caiman free. And then I would just sit on a park bench eating chicken nuggets and watch the magic happen.
You're mad at the world right now.
Well, that's probably accurate. Yes, that's true.
I immediately thought you were going somewhere different. You were setting up a tripod, and I'm like, oh, we decided to start waxing people that are irresponsible, not just throwing dollar guys. Okay.
I love what you just did there. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like, hey, oh look, there goes a chihuahua in a dress. Nah, I mean, come on.
I love how you put the dress on the chihuahua.
Be either tomato or tomato,
Does anybody really like chihuahuas besides those individual chihuahua
It's
owners?
so funny you say that, because there was a time we had a chihuahua for about 10 years, and it adopted us when we lived in San Antonio. Like, no joke, it just showed up on our door.
Okay.
We're like, we're not keeping no damn chihuahua. So we put, the kids, classic, put posters all over the neighborhood, found chihuahua. But in San Antonio, that's like, oh, look, there's a rat kind of thing. I mean, they're everywhere.
They are a rat. Just a different species.
And this one was. I've never, exactly. But the only thing that kept this thing, the reason we kept this one is it didn't bark. Like most of them are like, yip, 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 yip. The only reason we kept this one is because it didn't do that.
Were the vocal cords taken out?
No, it just wasn't a barker. It was super cool. We were down with that.
Did other people besides your own family like it?
No, not particularly.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
No, not particularly, because she was a biter.
Like
if you try to pick her up and she'd like try to, but it didn't bother you at all. It was like,
but
I don't even know what to compare it to.
I don't know.
But so we're getting to about that time. Oh, we are at that time. In just a hot second, we're going to bring on Brandon with Smoking Memories, I believe it is. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, and he will correct me. And if you stay for a while, we do not have. Why is Heidi sending me images? What did she send me? Oh, it looks like a chihuahua. I love that people text while the show is going. You're the entertainment, just so you're aware. And then we have our friend Christina coming on. She just has a new podcast for yoga people, for veterans. So we'll talk to her too. And we'll see who else we have throughout the night. But in the meantime, let's bring on our friend Brandon. Brandon, how the heck are you, man?
Gentlemen, doing good.
How's your day?
No complaints, man. Got a workout in. Got a painting and wall decor project finally finished today. So
I
no
like your shirt.
complaints. Yeah, you like that?
I do very much do. We used to have a sponsor here on the show, Cigar Bandits, and they were
Nice.
very generous to us, but they have since gone out of business. What do you call it? So yeah, it's always kind of cool to have another cigar organization here on the show. So, well, let's start at the beginning. So, are you a veteran? Did you serve?
I did. About 10 years in the Marines.
Where were you a Marine? East Coast, West Coast?
Both.
Oh, nice. What'd you do in the
Yeah.
Marines?
I was a radio operator and then radio chief. While I was on the West or East Coast, so with the 24th MU for about a year, and I was with the communications battalion for a while. And then when I was on the West Coast, I was with a grunt unit up in San Mateo on the north end of Pendleton. Did some time in Okinawa, and then did almost a year in Iraq shortly before I got out.
Who does 10 years and
So-
gets out? What, couldn't get over the hump? What's the deal?
No, man. My wife gives me shit every day about it. I don't know, man. The Corps was going in a different direction than I really liked, but I was gone a lot, man. So I started having more kids, and just my body was telling me, like, hey, man, you're done. Can't do this anymore.
The,
Sure, you
the
guys can
best,
relate.
the best part of a retirement is on the first of every month. So yeah, I get you, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So you retire, and then and I keep messing up the name of it. It's not Smoking Memories. It's what is it? It's Smoked Memories or Smoker Memories.
It's smoke and the letter N. So it could have the sound of smoking memories, but it's actually smoke in memories.
Mobile Cigar Lounge.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And tell us what that is. I realize the name makes it just what it is, but tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, a lot of people actually coincidentally do get it a little bit confused still, even though it says Mobile Cigar Lounge, but they don't exactly know maybe what that is or what it entails. I get a lot of people that ask me like, oh, so you have your own cigar shop? And I'm like, well, no, but so I basically bring a cigar experience to private events. So we do a lot of weddings, pretty much any type of private event or special occasion setting. It could be bachelor parties, golf tournaments, whatever. So we come to you, have a nice setup, and pretty much just bring our knowledge and experience. I'm a certified tobacconist, so I have a variety of different premium hand-rolled cigars that we offer, and come in and help cut, light, answer questions, give a little bit of history and origin about cigars, and just try to enhance their experience for their special day. So we do that, and then we also offer private whiskey taste testing services, pairings for the both of them if our clients are interested in that. Really try to just kind of accommodate our clients to whatever they want to do. Yeah. So we
What
give.
state in?
Say that again.
What state are you located in?
I'm just north of Houston in Texas.
And is that the only place? Is there more of these? Are you like part of a chain, or is this the one you are yourself?
No, just me. So we service the greater Houston area. I'm about 45 minutes north of Houston, but we'll usually travel depending on the event type and the size. We'll travel up to an hour or two, but it's primarily local for now.
Well, tell us about the Cigar Lounge. I mean, you have like chairs in there? I mean, you got some blues music playing. What is this? What does this look and sound like? Describe this for us.
Yeah, so it depends. A lot of venues, of course, if I'm going to a nice wedding venue, they're gonna have, you know, a nice setting with table and chairs and all that stuff. But for instance, I just did a Houston Police Department retirement party. It was either last weekend or the weekend before. So I came out to a place and all set up a nice makeshift lounge area with some nice seating and tables and ashtrays and everything that you need to make yourself comfortable, shade, the whole shebang if it's needed. Just kind of depends on the event space or where it's at.
Sounds pretty awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, how'd you come up with this idea, or have you seen it before, or what got you going on this?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I've been into cigars and I'm a big bourbon guy. Been into them for quite a few years now, and probably over the last 5 or 6 years, I've really gotten into the whole entrepreneurship space and kind of trial and error with a lot of different business models and doing different things here locally, learning a lot about business, real estate, a lot of different things. And was trying to find a way to kind of integrate that into something. There's a big correlation, especially around here, with nice cigar lounges and whiskey bars and things of that nature. There's a lot of business type people that come into these type of establishments. So I always had good connections, good conversations through cigars and whiskey. So I actually stumbled upon another Marine. You guys are probably familiar with him, Joey, up in New Jersey. And so he's part owner of the Mobile Cigar Lounge.
Oh, the big
And
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
followed
man.
it.
So they've been at it for a few years now, and
Yes.
they're killing it, man. They're doing great. So
Yes, he
I had
is.
some I had some conversations with him, and he gave me a couple of pointers and kind of led me in the right direction, and I started following those guys and kind of saw what they were doing, and I just absolutely fell in love with the idea, and just really went to town with putting my own spin on it, and trying to make it my own and exactly what I wanted to do with it. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm using it as a platform to do other things here locally too. I work with a lot of local veteran nonprofits, and so pretty active with that. And we offer military discounts, and a lot of our revenue goes right back into the community with nonprofits and charities. So yeah, just trying to do more than just it being a mobile cigar lounge service.
So I get a lot of shit for this, and most people around me are not huge fans of it. I'm a cigar smoker. I really like cigars. I have a
My
bunch of
man.
throughout the house. I started smoking cigars in the Army, teaching the trauma lab and all that. And then it transitioned into smoking a cigar while you're fly fishing keeps the bugs off you, because I hate bug spray. And now what I've discovered is cigars are good for mental health, and you can't convince me otherwise, because it forces you have an hour now. You're going to spend an hour wherever you are, sitting down, just you and your thoughts and a conversation with a friend or whatever it may be. And you can't convince me that cigars are not good for mental health.
You literally hit it on the head, man. Every time I'm in a setting, whether it's at local cigar lounge around here, or I'm doing events or whatever it is, that's what I always tell people. And they say, "Oh, well, why are you into this? Why did you start this business?" And it really all comes down to cigars force you to dedicate, like you said, an hour plus of your time to either yourself and your thoughts or whatever, or with good people and good conversation. That is literally the exact purpose and positive, outcome of smoking cigars, other than the fact that you just enjoy them. But so that's kind of why the name is what it is. It just really focuses on cherishing, creating memories with the people that you enjoy being around. And, there's nothing really better than sitting around with some good people enjoying a cigar, some good whiskey. So
I was on the river last weekend in Estes Park with a couple of friends. You want some attention? And we spent our evening sitting on the back porch, burning stogies and just shooting the breeze for an hour. And that hour becomes a very powerful time when you get 4 or 5 veterans just chilling out around together. Almost as powerful as getting your ass kicked by 5 of your closest friends.
I relate to that. I've tried to smoke cigars, and it's a waste to give me a cigar.
I get it. It's literally not for everybody.
I don't dislike the smell, but I wish I enjoyed it because I see all those different aspects of the hobby, but I'm out.
I get it. I totally get it. Especially
it's funny you say that, though, because I used to absolutely not be able to do it. And I had my dad or my dad and brother that would be in town, and every time he'd come in town, he'd grab us a couple of cigars, some Rocky Patels or your generic general name brand cigars, and I'd try them, and it just never could happen for me. And I never understood why, or I never understood how people could even get through a cigar, because I'm a couple of hits in and I'm like, holy shit, man, my fucking head hurts. I feel like shit. My mouth's dry. I can't do this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's me or what, right? And I think it was because I was either smoking maybe a dry cigar because my dad didn't know, or, I was smoking it too fast maybe, or I was probably inhaling the damn thing, thinking I was cool. So I don't know. But one time they came and I smoked one and I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. Just enough to where a couple of weeks later, I bought, you guys are probably familiar, but those infused flavored acid cigars.
My kid loves those. I can't.
Yeah, man. So I got a Cuba, the blue Cuba acid cigar. And I smoked that with a couple of neighbors. And that is literally the cigar that got me into cigars and got me hooked. And I don't smoke those anymore, but so I guess I was doing it wrong, but
I almost want to try now. Are you saying that these cigars have acid in them and we get to go on a trip?
There's a little bit of that, yes. Exactly. Yes, so you nailed that on the head. Acid cigars are infused or flavored cigars. And that can be anything from like birthday cake, which sounds odd, to iced tea. And they're really, really delicious. Junior loves those things. So yeah. But I just once you graduate past them, it's hard to go back to them.
Yeah, they get a lot of shit in the industry.
Do you have a favorite?
I've got a few go-tos, and actually they're a bit lighter cigars, or they have like a sweet cap, or ones that infused with like a coffee or espresso type flavor. The Tabaks are amazing. The Fat Bottom Betty's, they're both by Drew Estate. Actually, Drew Estate I love Drew Estate. They're probably my favorite. As a matter of fact, the acids are made by Drew Estate as well. But I'm more of a mild to medium guy. I like my Connecticut wrappers.
I've been going through a lot of Aroma de Cubas and a lot of My Father.
Dude, I love the My Father cigars.
They're really good. So
quality stuff.
I might have to go fishing tomorrow now that you just said that. So, but yeah, what does the future look like for Smoking Memories and Mobile Cigar Lounge?
It's exciting, man. I want to dominate the Houston area and just really do more with the company than just come out and host private events doing cigars. Right now, I'm actually in the process of becoming my own master roller. So
Wow.
I've been rolling my own cigars for about the last week now, trying to hone that in and perfect that, and it's coming along pretty good. And I want to create my own, probably two different signature blends, and offer those as or offer that as a service as well, and do cigar rolling myself at events if people want that, so they can choose if they want that, or if they would just want me to come out with premium cigars made by these big name manufacturers and have kind of a variety for them. So pretty excited for that. Hopefully in the next month or two, I can really start having some really quality cigars, putting some bands on them with my logo and all that. So that's pretty exciting. That's in the works right now.
Where can people find you? Where are you on the socials? Where's the best way to contact you if I want to book Smoking Memories Mobile Cigar Lounge? Where's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, easiest way would be either Facebook or Instagram. Our Facebook is just Smoke and Memories. Our Instagram is Smoke in Memories MCL for Mobile Cigar Lounge. You can go to our website, smokeandmemories.com, give you all the information if you have questions about what all we offer. It's all on there. You can book on there as well. Or you can just give me a call, shoot me a text, 281-796-1126. So can reach us on any of those platforms. But if you got questions, don't just look at our website and assume that's all we do. Try to accommodate to really whatever people are wanting to do and work with them. So,
well, we have very good friends that run a law office down there called O'Connell West Law, down in the greater Texas, Austin area. And so, yeah, I'm sure we will be connecting with you in the near future. We need to go down there to do a broadcast at some point. So I'm sure we'll look you up.
that'd be great. Yeah. We did a nonprofit I work with here, the Vell Institute. We had a keynote about probably 6 weeks ago or so, and we had Tim Jensen from Grunt Style come and speak for us, and I had the pleasure of speaking at that as well. But their headquarters is in San Antonio, so yeah, San Antonio and Austin. I'd love to collaborate or support whoever's out in that area too. It's not too far from me, about 3 hours. So
we'll connect.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Appreciate that.
Doug and Wes are the best of people. So yeah, well, absolutely. You want to give them the send off?
Absolutely. So, especially because I didn't have very much, it was all about cigars. The cigar smoker, and I don't smoke cigars at all. Anything.
We'll get a vape company on one day, I swear.
Yeah, I think it's good, my thing. All right, Brandon. This is the end of your time, kind of, but now it turns your time. We give you 2 minutes. If we glossed over something, if there's something we didn't ask you about that you wanted to tell us about, it's your time. We don't time you. You got about 2 minutes.
Cool. No, y'all asked a lot of great questions. That's really it as far as Smoking Memories goes. But just want to encourage vets and stuff out there that we go through a lot of shit through transition. So I try my best unofficially to be kind of a transition coach and help veterans that are getting out or have got out in the last, could be 5-10 years, kind of get on the right path and guide them to what they want to do. So the Vell Institute here in Houston is great. I work with some other ones. They help guys with mental health stuff or entrepreneurship, whatever it is, leadership stuff. Vell's partnered up with the MMA gym here. We've been doing training nights every Friday night. So there's a lot of stuff out there. So if anybody's here in the local area, I just encourage you to reach out to me and get involved and link up with other like-minded people that are doing good things. So, but
Can you imagine
I gotta
plugging
say, man, y'all's intro to the show is probably the best one I've seen. Pretty cool, pretty badass.
that is Philip Blackman. He created that for us. And yeah, it's one of my favorite things ever because the game show music is the best. I don't know how he did that, but he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's actually in Texas. If you have not heard the Philip Blackman show, Friday nights on About Face Media, you can find the Philip Blackman show. Great show. He's doing good stuff.
Very good show.
Yes.
I think he might be our favorite show. My favorite show on.
Tough call between him and Max Waite, but I think
Max
absolutely.
Waite is really good, but man, Phil Craig.
I'll have to look him up.
The mobile cigar lounge at like the fights, that would be super badass. Man. That would be.
Do you guys go to fight events and do booths and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched MMA since before Dana White bought the UFC out. So I'm heavily into MMA, but I haven't done anything like that. I just collaborated with Joe, who's a Marine that runs that gym here locally, just the other day, and we were thinking about doing a spars and cigars after our sessions sometimes. So nothing's off the table.
Oh, that is out.
This is awesome. I love where this is potentially going. This is gonna be good.
What can I do for you guys? What can I do to help support y'all? What do y'all got going on?
You should definitely come on the radio one Monday night and tell us all about your business.
All right.
That's all we would ever ask of you. That's all we ask of the veteran community. If you got something good that can help support veterans and is doing stuff for veterans, and you're a veteran yourself doing good things, come on the show and tell the world about it. Because whether you realize it or not right now, Brendan, some other veteran heard this show and is going to open their own business. And it could be like a fucking hot dog stand for all we know, but it's because they heard you talk. And that's what matters to us here on the show.
Yes, that's the goal, man. I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you. And thanks for being a part of the show. Brandon, go spend time with your family. Thanks for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. And, dude, we will definitely stay in touch with you, bud.
Awesome. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Have a great Independence Day. Keep all your fingers and toes.
Okay.
See, I like shit like that. Dude's a Marine, gets out, not sure what I want to do. You know what I want to do? I'm going to open up a trailer full of cigars and go to cool events and help people smoke cigars. Yeah. That's kind of badass. I love the fights idea.
But I really did I was like, I'm just gonna let Rob talk cigars for.
I get it, man. I get it. It would be like I can't even. It would be like us having a crock dealer on the show or something. I don't even know. I would just sit here quietly.
Oh, because I like to wear Crocs. Okay, I see.
It just. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like you could have came up with something better than that.
It was a spur of the moment. I looked down and saw your shoe sitting there.
Okay,
that's all I got. The chief of security is taking up a whole lot of room over here.
He's taking up more room than you. And as soon as you adjust, he's like, "Oh no, I want to angle this way."
Yeah, he's like, stretches out a little bit, makes himself make yourself comfortable. I don't know. We may or may not.
Well,
so
you know,
Nathan,
we have some other stuff going on. There's a big elephant in the room.
Tell me about the elephant.
I still love not doing show prep with you on certain items.
Okay.
So we talked about this going into the weekend, beginning of the weekend, and I don't think we're at the commitment stage fully.
What are you talking about?
75 hard.
Sweet Jesus, dude. I got really nervous. I'm like, we are not talking about this on the radio show, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ, Seth. Fuck.
Our commitment to 75 hard.
I got it now, but for a second there, I was like really nervous. Yes, we are. Yeah, I agree. You know what? So let's do 75 hard.
Doing it now, you can't really say no.
No, I'm
pulled
down.
I've pulled up the apps, and I've already signed up with them.
Me too.
Got all this. Oh, you are. So you're where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this, man.
I love it. Now I've been thinking about it though.
Uh-oh.
What items are going to bother you?
The gallon of water.
That's easy.
I'm glad you think so.
Okay.
That'll be the hard part. That'll be the hard part for me. Well, that and probably a daily picture. I don't want to fucking take a picture of myself.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you about that one. Is that like a daily? Because they always talk about accountability and doing it with somebody. Does that mean you're supposed to send me a shirtless picture every day?
That's not gonna happen, bro. You're a great guy and all. That's not gonna happen.
I just didn't know. I was confused.
I like where your head is. It's just not gonna happen the way you're picturing it, though.
Okay. And congratulations.
Thanks.
The no drinking part is going to be, I feel like, not the hardest thing, which is for a lot of people for you.
No, it won't be hard at all. Yeah, I'm a year. Haven't had a drink in a year.
A year.
Yep.
That's impressive.
But yeah,
30 days. I feel like it cracks me up when people are like, "You 30 days." I'm like, okay, 30 days is. I mean, if you're an alcoholic, the first couple might be rough, but 30 days isn't that long of a time to like stick to no drinking.
We were talking before the show about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
I don't miss actively drinking, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't like to have a beer sometimes, or
Same.
A whiskey on the rocks, or fuck a goddamn drink of whiskey. Period. That doesn't mean that at all. It just means I don't miss. I enjoy all the benefits from not drinking way more than I enjoy drinking. If that makes sense.
It has amazed me, and I think we've had this conversation. It might have been with your wife, it might not have been with you. How fortuitous, because with all the bullshit that I've got going on right now, thank God a year ago I stopped drinking. Because if I was comfortable with having a drink right now, and shit would be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Shit would be real ugly.
What happens so commonly, I think, especially in the veteran community, is when you're in the shit, that's when you drink really dysfunctionally. You're like, this is, you know what? My car got totaled by hail. Time to fucking tie one on.
Yeah.
Or a tornado wiped out my house. Let's get fucking drunk. Or I had a bad breakup. A family member died. My dog died. Something like that. Like in one of those times when you have the most heightened emotional hurdles to overcome, we're just gonna fucking get blasted.
Yeah.
And I think those are the times when it's the absolute most unhealthy.
Agreed. Completely agree. And because if you're celebrating, if you're it's 4th of July tomorrow, so you're gonna have a couple of beers. Please don't get the wrong impression, folks. We are not telling you how to spend your time. And even friends of ours right now are I appreciate some of your text messages right now, folks. I would love to have a nice glass of bourbon. This is from someone that doesn't drink anymore. Life is way better without alcohol. Yeah.
That's kind of the same. Yeah. Sipping on some whiskey would be great. I just enjoy the benefits of not drinking so much more.
And I could, it's, well, and when all this bullshit started, your first words were, hey, nothing is going to be solved by you going and getting hammered. And I'm like, you're right. You are completely right. And you're exactly
and I started by, I'm not getting on my sober soapbox.
You did.
It's not what it is. Like a lot of times,
because it is super tempting.
I feel like it's less from the sober side. And I'm saying this from the sober side, but it's because I've felt both ends now. Is as a drinker, you think people that are sober are so much more like being sober soapboxes, but in reality, they're just telling you some fucking real common sense, like maybe not today, maybe a couple less, or like something like real basic, like like I said, like I'm not trying to be a sober soapbox, but you're going through some shit right now. You haven't drank for a while. This might not be the time to tune it up.
So
I
had a reunion with friends, a 20-year reunion with friends about a month or so ago. And my old first sergeant showed up with a very expensive bottle of bourbon, very expensive. And the words out of his mouth were, sorry, Biggie, I will be insulted if you don't have a drink with me. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to insult you. So I did hold it in my hand, but I did not drink it. And and it was like, all right. And that was probably the only time in a year it's been a challenge, because you're like, hey, you're remembering 8 of your friends, and a sip ain't gonna kill me, but I just don't want to go down the pathway.
Well, we went down a rabbit hole, but
75 hard.
So the drinking parts, I feel like from what I've seen so far from all my friends that have done it and talked about it, is they're like 75 days no drinking. I'm like, fuck. Try getting 300 of them motherfuckers.
Our friends
Oh,
have
yeah.
crushed it. Royce
They've
looks
done
amazing.
amazing.
Adam looks really good. Tori is killing it. Our friends
I was
really.
talking to Adam about it. I go,
Here we go.
dude,
God,
I think I should do it.
Um,
And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I gotta figure out somebody to do it with. Waiting for him to volunteer because I've never in my life until at that moment heard Adam tell me no on something. I'm like, so you volunteer to do it with me? And he's like, no, like I just did it. Okay. So, and I also don't like sweets. So the sugar doesn't really bother me, but I like my iced tea.
I've cut it all out.
I don't put any sugar in it, but I don't mind if they're like all natural cane sugars and things. So I'm not taking that out because I'm not doing refined sugar. I don't already. I don't really have sugars. I don't drink energy drinks. I like my fucking iced tea.
So I don't plan ahead is my problem. So fast food is my thing. So like if I'm on the way out here and I'm like, I'm a little hungry, I should stop and get a McDouble or something from McDonald's.
I'm very bad at my diet. This is my. I eat what I want when I want.
Yeah. But you look at your physique versus my physique. You know, I mean, I have a cheeseburger and I now have 20 pounds.
So the only way I know I get away with it, my diet, it says it's not a particular diet. It's having your diet. What is your diet, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to my meal prep thing for 10 meals a week. That takes care of my 2 meals Monday through Friday too, and then the weekends I just barbecue anyway. So
yeah,
you're just
I'm
fine.
I mean, yeah, freezer's full anyway. Well, and you have that asset too. Like your wife is super awesome about the way she eats and stuff too. I see that her.
Yeah, she's a positive influence and not like, oh, I baked a cake. You want some?
Yeah, dude, believe me, I see. She's been a positive influence on me.
Okay.
She's been giving me all kinds of good stuff.
So you want to know the one I'm scared of?
Tell me.
I gotta read 10 pages a day. I fucking hate reading.
You're full of shit, dude. I come down here and there were 3 books stacked up on this table. You're full of shit. and they're bookmarked, so you are clearly reading them. And you can pick what you read.
It's because every night I do a fucking meeting and I do readings. But I'm not sitting down and knocking out 10 pages. That means we might have read 2 pages in something, or I'm less freaked out about the 10-page. I know, but you like reading.
I do. I like to sit down in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and
one of my really good friends I respect a ton has an amazing autobiography out.
Who?
And it's upstairs.
Oh.
And I think I'm on chapter 3 or 4.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess you're gonna get through it, huh?
I've had it for a year.
Who was it?
It's a great book too.
Who was it that posted
the
stack of books that they read?
Matt.
Yep.
Yeah. And I thought about that when I saw it. I was like, wait, did he go over and beyond, or did he really only do 10 pages a day and he accomplished that much in 75? Because that would really dial into like how fucking little I'm doing in that aspect. So
that's awesome.
I'm more excited about my book progress picture at the end of this than I am anything else.
That's cool. That's super cool, actually.
Yep.
Right, do you have something in the shoot that you're going to start with?
I'm going to finish that book.
Okay.
And then I'll go from there. Adam got me a really good book that I want to read when I was not walking. So that one will be next. I
have one by Tim Ferriss sitting on the shelf called Tools of Titans, and I just haven't cracked it. You know what I should do is I should do Robert Drysdale's book.
That's sitting in there's my top 3 books is the one Adam got me, Robert's newest book, and the one that I have.
That's actually a good idea. I wish I had thought of that.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Because I get bored with books real quick. So I'll get into them and then be like, this book isn't going the way I wanted it to. I don't want to read this anymore. And I'll read half a book.
No.
I've literally in my life never reread a book. There's no book I've found that is worth reading twice. That's just me. What's the matter? What are you looking for? You're trying to think of one now, aren't you?
Art of War.
I mean, but but you're reading it in snippets. You're not reading the book. Yes, you're not cover to covering it. You're like, oh,
I've cover to covered that.
I think every soldier has.
Yeah.
But not grasped.
Oh, absolutely.
Read it, but not really understood. I hate to give credit to the Navy for any reason whatsoever. But what's that stupid movie they had where the aliens and the Hawaii and what's it? You know what I'm talking about? And I forget the name of the movie. It's probably like Deep Blue Recruiting movie or some shit like that. I forget what it's called. But they made a running joke of The Art of War through the movie, and I'm like, oh, I would have never realized that's what that passage meant if you had not made that joke. So yeah, again, I hate to give credit to the Navy. For
Okay,
anything.
so we have to discuss our day, but before the show in 1 week,
Okay.
we'll be in our 75 hard. Rather,
We'll be 7 days into it theoretically.
Well,
6 days.
I want to wait until I have my meals, because otherwise I'm already just going to be saying there's going to be cheat days. Okay. So, and that I have to look at and see when I'll get those here. That will be within a day or two.
Oh, okay.
But either
Oh,
way,
wait. Are you going to order food?
Yeah, I'm going to do my. Dude, I would make.
What the fuck? That's that, dude. Come on,
I
man.
cook on the.
Do you hear about the shitty pineapple chicken I made today?
I don't. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't want your food. And
It's awful. I'm such a bad
I'm not
cook.
doing meal prep during the week. I am too chaotic. I just boom, microwave, done.
Sarah Dalton with Denver Cooking Classes, and she and I have been talking a lot because
You need help.
I am an awful cook. I'm so bad. My omelets are terrible. Scrambled. I can fuck up anything when it comes to cooking.
Really?
Anything. Dude, I tried to make pineapple chicken today. So and it came out looking like fucking oatmeal, man. It's awful. So I'm still gonna eat that shit though, because it's protein.
You're in the army.
Yeah.
You've eaten worse.
I'm literally gonna slather it in hot sauce and just fucking eat it anyway. So The Power of Now, totally worth reading more than once. Good book. I don't know if I would read it twice. But I like where your head is, Dana. People want to make you survive. Asshole, that's true. So before we only got a little bit of time left in the show, and I really want to get our next guest
Absolutely.
on.
We gotta get going.
We do, yes, yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, hang on. I'm going to bring on my homegirl, Christina. Christina, how are you?
Hello. I'm glad I was paying attention.
Like every once in a while, I'll bring in a guest, and you're like, oh yeah. Sorry about that. Their turn. Wow, how is your audio so awesome?
I know. Do you have some fancy microphone in front of you? Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Wow.
It's the Blue Yeti mic. You can get on Amazon for like not a ton. I gotta say, it was pretty affordable.
I thought they just made coolers. I didn't even know they made microphones. That's so cool. And like really expensive cups. That's so cool. So no one has any idea why you're here, Christina.
Fine. That's fine.
About introducing you. So tell us about you.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
Christina. So currently is different than who I was in my past life. So I'm an Air Force veteran, still a reservist, so I am still serving. Civil engineering officer by trade. So theoretically, that makes me good at math and good at designing things. I don't know, like I'm okay. It's all right. I've purged a lot since school. But these days, so the reserves is like my side hustle now. And my full-time job is that I am a leadership coach. And for me, what that means is I run online programs with women that are in the military or recently separated or retiring or have retired. And I also, the newest addition to what I do is I facilitate retreats for women in the military. We go someplace really cool. We hang out for a few days. We do yoga, we hike, we explore like the local place. And really, I think the biggest thing is that we develop friendships, we bond and we connect. And women in the military, it can be difficult to feel connected. A lot of the times you're surrounded by dudes and you're surrounded by dudes that you're not supposed to hang out with. And so it's really great to feel on those days really connected to other women and develop friendships and connections. And to do that while you're taking time off, you're not responsible. I feed you, I give you a place to sleep, and I entertain you, and we do a bunch of stuff together. But anyways, all that to say, I'm a life coach, I'm a leadership coach, and I am a retreat facilitator. And I just launched my podcast last week. Very exciting.
Podcast. Man, that
Yes.
sounds amazing.
We should try that.
Tell us. We should definitely try that. Tell us about your podcast.
So my podcast is it's been a dream that I've had for over a year now. Something that I was like, I can never do this. Like, I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough. Like, nobody will ever listen. And
Tonight at about 5:30.
and you just it's so hard, right? To create something like that when there's so much that you don't know. So finally, I took a course on how to podcast, and then I slowly just put one foot in front of the other. And last Wednesday, I launched my podcast called Leading with Heart. And it's a podcast focused on helping you as a leader take care of yourself holistically. So not just physically, not just PT, not just a diet, not just, eating right, but also taking care of your mental health, taking care of your emotional health, taking care of your spiritual health, like making sure that your wellness in all aspects is really shored up and taken care of so that you can lead in the way that you want. I think most people now, like, servant leadership is really like coming to the forefront of the way that people lead or want to lead. And servant leadership requires a heck ton of self-regulation. It requires a lot of empathy. It requires a lot of being able to see the person through the busyness of the job. And so what I found with my clients and what in my own leadership experience is that it's so much easier to be a heart-centered leader, to lead with who you are as a person when you are well taken care of, when your self-care is on point, when you are making sure that you are checking the boxes as far as physical, mental, emotional wellness. You're really able to kind of show up as the leader that you'd like to be. And so this podcast is focused on tools and strategies to do that, things that you can really take action on, as well as interviews with people that are doing it, women that are leading it, and men too. I'd love to have men on the show as well. Men and women who are really living and embodying these things and throughout their career or throughout their follow-on civilian career, like doing the things so that you get to hear the stories of people that have walked it, people that have had these experiences. So I'm really looking forward. I've already recorded a couple interviews. I've got some really amazing interviews lined up with some incredible women. And I think it's really going to help you kind of take my tools and strategies and concepts and really like put them into real life experiences through hearing their stories.
So I have two things that really stood out and caught my attention. The first thing, you can take a course in podcasting.
You
What is
can.
that?
You can
What
take
is
a course
that?
in anything.
I mean, that's true. But I what does a course in podcasting look like? We just have our.
Ooh, I wonder if Joe Rogan teaches it.
Does he? That would be super
It's
cool.
not the if Joe Rogan has a podcasting course, it's not the one I took.
The guy's got a great hairdo. I love that guy. And the second thing that caught my attention is, I agree, servant leadership is making it is a huge push these days, which is a great thing, but disappointing to me because I'm looking to be a dictator, not a servant leader. And so
I don't think that's going to help your 2024 election.
How do you figure?
Saying you want to be a dictator.
How do you know I'm running for president, right?
Oh, congratulations.
Well, kind of, yeah. It's going to. I mean, we're basically shoo-ins. I mean, it's going to be a landslide election. The platform is very, very limited. The day that I take office, we are abolishing the Department of Veterans Affairs, and the second day that I'm in office, we will legalize nationally lane splitting for motorcycles. So, so I'm pretty sure. Oh, and public execution of pedophiles and stolen valor. So yeah. Very, yeah. So like I said, I'm looking forward to being a dictator someday. So yeah, you get it. You're a major. You understand.
I mean, I've worked with some dictator adjacent leaders in my time.
Where can people find, what is the name of your new podcast and where can people find it?
Yeah, the podcast is called Leading with Heart. You can find it basically anywhere you listen to podcasts. If you search Leading with Heart, you can also go to my website and listen there, www.leadingwithheartpodcast.com. You can check it out. All the episodes are there. I have like 2 episodes so far. The third one drops on Wednesday. So it's very new, very fresh. But I have a lot of really awesome episodes planned. And like I said, some really cool interviews with some amazing women.
There is literally nothing cooler than our veteran community doing podcasts nowadays. You're doing great things. I'll tell you what, we're going to even give you some extra time. We're going to do this with you.
Yes.
You like where our head is.
Too.
We're going to give you 2 minutes to shine. Christina, the veteran world is listening to you right now. We may have glossed over a question. We may have skipped over something that you wanted to talk about. Whatever it is, take the next 2 minutes. The veteran world is listening to you right now. Talk to the veteran world. Say whatever you want.
Cool. So, hi, veterans. Thanks for listening. So, I think one of the things that I've gotten to learn with my veteran clients is when we separate from the military, there is an identity crisis where all of a sudden, who we knew, the person we used to be, has been stripped away. All of a sudden, you just take off the uniform and you don't put it on again. And that can create an identity vacuum for folks. And maybe you're listening and you just recently separated, or you've been separated for a long time, but a piece of you remains with the military. And it can be really hard to figure out who you are outside of your military service. And so one of the things that this is something that I struggled with too when I left the service. I was like, who am I without my rank? Who am I without my job? Who am I without my service? Now I'm just Christina, and that's weird. And so I did have this vacuum for a while where I had this existential crisis of like, who am I outside of my uniform? Who am I outside of my military service? And for those of you listening, if you're kind of experiencing something like that, the one thing that made a big difference for me is connecting with my core values, not just the values that the military issued to you when you signed your name on the dotted line, but like the core values that help you figure out what's important to you as a person. And so for me, I identified my core values as making a difference and personal growth. And so my business is literally like founded on those core values. And because I followed the thread and kind of put one foot in front of the other, making decisions that aligned with those personal values, that's why I am where I am today. And so I think as veterans, one of the greatest things we can do is figure out ways that we can give back to our community and make a difference in the lives of others through uncovering our own personal values, those core values that really live at the root of you, at the center of you, and use those to guide your decision making. Use those to guide your actions and your self-care and your all the things as you go on into the greener pastures of post-military life.
One of our favorite other shows is listening right now. It's Martin with the Swearing In podcast. And he is like, hey, I need to get you on my show. So I will connect you with Martin as soon as we are done here, because he's looking to have you on his show as well.
I would love that. Thank you.
Christina, give your socials before we move to the safety brief.
You can find me on Instagram at the Military Yogi, YOGY. I am not on TikTok. I can't do that stuff. You can find me on Facebook, Christina Madison with 2 T's. And I think that's it. I think that's all my socials. You can also visit my website, like I said, leadingwithheartpodcast.com.
So now it is time for the end of the show and beginning of the week safety brief. This is a very special safety brief because tomorrow is the most unsafe day of the year. So that being said, do you have one for us?
I do. Ladies and gentlemen, those in between, when you have your rockets and you're shooting them off,
red glare,
make sure that you're shooting them off safely in areas that want them, and nothing's going to catch on fire and get hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a dog, or even if you don't, your dogs are going to be a little bit stressed out with all the noise tomorrow. Take care of your pets and your animals, your dogs specifically. If they need whatever it may be, keep track of your dogs, keep them safe, protect them from what's happening tomorrow. But enjoy your fireworks, but keep track of your pets as much as possible. Christina, what do you have for the safety brief? Don't
let your kids light the big ones. Save that shit for yourself.
That's the best advice ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with Christina. with her shiny new podcast. We are super excited for her. Folks, thank you so much for being a part of From the Ashes on About Face Media. We will be back next week. I have no idea who next week's guest is, so I'll have to get it up to you. Thank you for being a part of this. We really appreciate you taking time out of your Monday night to be a part of our show, and have a great rest of your week, and watch your fingers tomorrow, okay? Have a great night, folks. Bye.